I'm Epic Underworlds and I'm a trading card game designer. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys my advice on how to actually make a good trading card game. Any average Joe can make a trading card game, but it takes a lot of really good skills and knowledge to make a successful and polished game. So, tip number one, in order to make a really good card game, you're first going to want to stand out and have a good art style. Now, having a good art style can be anything from like a colored pencil style to a marker to digital. Any medium you choose is fine, but you got to have a unique style in that medium. For example, I chose colored pencil for my main medium, and I feel like I have a pretty unique style when making card arts. Now let me get to some examples, like some really good other trading card games. This is Atlas TCG, and immediately you can see his style. It's kind of like a futuristic cyborg digital style, which looks really appealing. Another one is Ignaris. It's got this sketchy digital style, which also looks really cool and very unique. Then we got Chaos Galaxy, who has a simple style, which is very clean and polished. And then another very unique style, which I really enjoy, is Sentinels and Bosses, with this sketchy art style with a clean digital polish. Now you might be wondering, well, how do I develop a style? Well, here's some tips. So before you make any cards, you're going to want to get some sketchbooks, okay? And the reason you want to get sketchbooks is because you want to develop your style. Basically, you're just going to fill this thing with tons of doodles, sketches, literally any art you want. You can either look at the world around you and try to capture that, or you can look at reference photos, or you can just take what you want from your mind and sketch all of that. Now, this is often a really good way to progress really quickly and come up with unique ideas. And also in these sketchbooks, you're also going to want to try to, you don't have to study anatomy, but if you want to, you can get better at drawing 3-dimension or just trying to do a different perspective that not many people like, or not that not many people like, but that is different. For example, a lot of people draw 2D and abstract art, but imagine an abstract TCG. I've never really seen that before. So that's a style that no one's really done before, and I think that if you capitalize on that style or any other style that you want, and you perfect that, then you have a unique card game art. So now that you have your style, you're going to actually want to get into game design, which is probably the most hard part about making a trading card game, because it's easy to just copy Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And take a lot of elements from them, but creating your own raw mechanics from your brain is one of the hardest things ever. And what I do in order to do that is I just take a giant piece of paper, just fill out my favorite mechanics, new mechanic ideas, and I just kind of try to play test everything. And that leads into tip number 2. You have to play test. Don't be afraid to make playtest card after playtest card after playtest card until your whole drawer is filled with playtest cards. It's gonna take a while to make a good game, so don't expect your first playtest to work. And if it doesn't, try again. Don't just quit, because if you quit, then you'll never make a better game, okay? So making playtest cards is actually really easy. You can just take old or Magic the Gathering lands and just tape a card over it, and that works pretty well. You can even do some little sketches. This is honestly not needed for playtest cards, but sometimes I just like to do little sketches just because it's fun whenever I playtest to see kind of what the card might look like in the end. But yeah, playtest is very key, because then you can tweak and change, and that's probably the part that'll take the longest, and that's kind of most of the behind the scenes stuff. Like, a lot of you know that I make card games, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I don't show because it's not really the funnest part of the process. But then again, a lot of people do have fun playtesting, so if you can get a buddy to help playtest with you so you're not just playtesting by yourself, that is the most fun thing ever. The second thing is to play other people's trading card games. Like, I'm talking every trading card game that you have access to, you gotta play it. You don't just think of really good game theories and designs by not playing any card games. It's like trying to make a movie when you haven't seen any movies before. You have to study these other trading card games, see what works, see what cards are way too overpowered, what mechanics you don't like, and then craft your perfect card game with those things in mind. Like, without playing card games, I would not have realized that card draw is a very important step in TCGs, and how it can break some card games, and how there's a one-cost problem where if you have too many one-cost creatures, your opponent can just fill the board with them and it's overpowered. So play a bunch of TCGs, and the best way to do that is, honestly, join a bunch of HTCG Discord servers. Like, some good ones are Mobimon TCG, Stranded TCG, Mystic Islands, TCG, Chaos Galaxy. So join all those Discord servers and play people's games in the HTCG community because those games are actually really unique out there, and you can learn a lot of really good tips from them too. Because if you want to like you can do Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, but those are often kind of expensive to get into. So HTCGs are pretty much free on Untap. But then again, there is Magic Arena, so yeah, we also have that. So now you have your art and you have your game design. What else do you need? Well, like I said before, you need a style, but not what I mean when I first started this. I'm talking like a logo, a message. You need something that fits your TCG. Like for example, if I had this card and I put a card back like this, which is super digital, that would not fit. That's not style. Style would be taking a card back that maybe has a white border like this and a colored pencil texture. That would fit this card. And then my logo would also be in colored pencil. Then my brand just fits. It all fits. But if you have like digital mixed with hand drawn, mixed with other mediums in your logos and stuff, that's not going to work out. And another tip is when you're making your YouTube logo, and this is often something I have really struggled with, but I'm actually starting to try to rebrand, is if you have like a different logo on maybe Instagram and YouTube and Discord, then how are people going to recognize your logo? You got to make one really good logo and keep it. And then it's got to match your channel banner, and maybe it's got to match your thumbnails. That's something that I really want to try working on, but just then you create some sort of brand, because brands are often what sells your product, because anyone can make a card game, but if you have a brand and a message that the fans like, they're going to want to buy your game. And a message could be anything from like creating the most unique trading card game that you can think of that is way different from every other card game, and it challenges those basics that everyone uses, like lands and resources and stuff like that, and cost. Or it can be like trying to make handmade card games when everyone else is making digital TCGs. It's like find a battle to choose and fight for that battle. And then your fans will grow passionate about it because you're making your game for a reason. It's not just making a game. Or maybe you're just making a game to have fun. Show how much fun you are having with that game, and it'll be infectious to your fans. Yeah, those were my tips for this video. Let me know if you guys liked it. Comment if you have any other tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.